All right, we are back in the sack. Monte Carlo is here. And you know what that means? That means the clay swing is officially started. It did start last week. We had the men's clay court championships in Houston, which Francis TFO won. Great performance. But now we are into the big tournaments on clay, starting right off the bat with Djokovic coming back. We got Stefanos Tsitsipas defending his title in Monte Carlo. So the action is going to get down. Here's a preview of the draw, a breakdown of who's where, and the prediction for what's going to happen at this year's Monte Carlo. Let's get into it. All right, friends of the show, welcome back to The Slice. I'm Steven, your host. If you've never been here before, what's up? The big appreciation from us is if you honor the gentleman's and the gentlewoman's agreement and subscribe to the show to support us and to become a proper friend of the show. Click down below and join our Patreon. We started a new thing on there. We have one episode of where I'm just going back on Mondays and watching the highlights from the previous weekend. And then we can watch them together, kind of in a workaround way so we don't get copyrighted on YouTube. So that's some new, interesting, exclusive content for that. Also, big interview with Brad Stein we're editing right now. And if you're a friend of the show on Patreon, you can submit questions when we do interviews like this and get a shout out on the show. So thanks for considering doing that. But Monte Carlo. I mean, I was there last year, so I need you to, if you watch the videos of us being live on the site at Monte Carlo, comment below if you were there watching the videos. If you haven't yet, you can go search back in the channel history. But it's just a sick venue. I mean, here's the picture. You got the yachts in the background, the sea down there, the Mediterranean Sea. I remember I called it the ocean is behind me. That's what I said when I was there live. And someone was like, yeah, you can tell he's Canadian or North American because he said the ocean. It's the sea, the Mediterranean Sea, but an amazing venue. Great tournament, great courts. It seems like very like battle-like, very I don't know. It feels like, there's a lot of stone in that area. It's kind of dry, and it feels like you're just doing battle in some type of medieval courtyard for the crown, which is basically what they're doing. So that's that. Djokovic is back in action after missing the Sunshine Double, which is super annoying. So he's back, and he won today against, let's just put it up there. You can see there on the draw, he won today against Ivan Gakov, who put up a great fight. If you watch this match, it was a great match. Gakov, great lefty, tall, maybe 6'3", 6'4", shot maker, who beat Mackenzie McDonald in the first round, beat Manarino in qualifiers. So seriously playing great tennis, and put up a good fight. He was up a break in the first set versus Djokovic. So yeah, that was a great match. Djokovic survives, though, his first match underway in this kind of smaller draw. Like, the Indian Wells and Miami draws are bigger. I forget the number of how many. I think they're like 120, maybe even. This is, no, that's the majors. I feel like I don't know. I don't know those numbers, to be honest. But this one is a more condensed, less large draw, which I kind of like. Cut the faff, get the best players here, and let's have them duke them out. Unfortunately, the best players are not here. Let's be honest about that as well. Carlitos Alcaraz not playing due to just pulling out. He said he was a bit sore after winning Indian Wells and which one did he win? How am I getting that wrong? Almost doing the double. Carlos Alcaraz losing in the semifinal to Sinner. Sorry, my bad. Winning Indian Wells, losing the semifinals. I thought he made the final of Miami, but that's a lot of wear and tear. So he stepped it out. Felix Auger-Aliassime, Canadian boy, also missing it. Tommy Paul, Brad Stein's player, also missing it. A number of players missing. Shapovalov also not playing. So a depleted draw here in Monte Carlo for a Masters for sure, but we got the big dog, Djokovic, back. So let's take a closer look at this draw. Why don't we? So Djokovic on the top, obviously number one seed, number one player in the world through to the round of 16. Where he's going to play the winner of Luca Inardi and Lorenzo Musetti, two Italian brothers going at it. And then we got Hubert Hurkacz coming through a couple of wars over Laszlo Zverev and Jack Draper. Diego Schwartzman winning a tennis match on clay, beating David Goffin to play Jannik Sinner, who Jannik Sinner's looking good. He's looking very, very good at all times. Then we got Daniil Medvedev on the bottom half of this. Again, small draw. He's going to play Lorenzo Sonego. First match on clay. We all know Daniil Medvedev loves the clay, loves the dirt. That's sarcasm, if you couldn't tell. And then we got RBA versus Zverev. Francisco Cerundolo versus Matteo Berrettini. Matteo Berrettini, who beat Maxime Cressy. Berrettini hasn't been able to win many matches in 2023, so that's, I guess, a good win for him. Dominic Thiem with a dominant performance over Richard Gasquet, 6-1, 6-4. Pretty impressive, and you got to say he needed that. The big news out of the Dominic Thiem camp is that they broke up with a longtime coach, not really that long, I guess, 2019, Nicolas Massu, who's a great partnership. I saw them in person in grinding in Gstaad last year on the clay, and I really felt like they were starting to move in the right direction. And then 2023 hits on the hard court, and Thiem just lost the wind out of his sails, it seems. So hopefully this win can get it back for him, but it is depressing to watch Dominic Thiem, because you in all of our minds, you're like, this guy should have multiple slams. He should have been number one at one point, but life happened. That's just how life goes, as the people who have any age under them on this channel know. So Dominic Thiem will play Holger Rune next, who has also had a little bit of a flatter 2023, then definitely the end of 2022, but he knows these courts well. We chatted with him last year around this time, and yeah, that's going to be a big time match. We'll see who can bring their better stuff there. Obviously, there's so many angles to that match. Then on the bottom corner, actually just the bottom half. Sorry, so that was Daniil Medvedev. Actually, on the top half. All those guys are on the top half, not that miniature of a draw. Andrei Rublev on the bottom half, number 5 seed. He's through over Jaime Munar in 3 sets. We got Andy Murray losing 6-1, 6-3 to Alex de Minaur. Not really surprising. There, Casper Ruud coming off fresh off the win in Estoril. Going to play Botic van de Zandschulp. Maybe he can get his 2023 campaign started in the right direction. Hadn't won back-to-back matches until Estoril. That's crazy. He's the number 4 seed. Taylor Fritz going to play Stan Wawrinka, who got another win. Grigor Dimitrov took out Ben Shelton. Ben Shelton's lost a couple matches in a row. Yuri Lehechka beats Emil Ruusuvuori. And then we got Stefanos Tsitsipas takes out Benjamin Bonzai, who had to retire due to injury. So that's kind of the draw. We got Stefanos Tsitsipas, number 2 seed, defending champ on the bottom. He'll have to beat, the big players are Rublev and Casper Ruud or Taylor Fritz to get to the final. Whereas Djokovic might have to beat, or will have to beat, probably either Hubert Hurkacz or Jannik Sinner or Daniil Medvedev or Holger Rune, Dominic Thiem in the semifinals, or Zverev, who's there. So, yeah, again, not a super dense draw, not as good as it could be, but a decent draw for Monte Carlo. So my prediction, not too shocking or anything, is we'll see. The big question mark for the prediction is Stefanos Tsitsipas's wrist or shoulder, sorry. Is the wear and tear that he got on that, is he going to be okay? Is it going to hold up through this tournament? That's a big question mark. But if it does and he feels good, I do expect him to make the final versus Novak Djokovic. And then we can see if Tsitsipas can buck the trend of being Djokovic's pigeon. But my prediction is Djokovic winning the Monte Carlo Masters. I think he's had a lot of time to just rest and recuperate. The body's got to be feeling perfect. And yeah, obviously he was down a break today. These guys are gamers. This court allows gamers to play and do damage. But I think as the tournament goes on, Djokovic just gets better. We've seen that throughout his career. So my prediction is Djokovic taking the title here in Monte Carlo, stealing the title from Stefanos Tsitsipas. But what do you think? Let me know down in the section below. Give your slice. Give the slice from your perspective down below. Consider becoming a friend of the show. Click the link below to join our Patreon. And yeah, we will see you guys soon with the interview with Brad Stein coming up. And that's big. And the Billie Jean King Cup in Vancouver, our backyard here on the Slice on the West Coast. We will be there in person on Friday, Saturday. So looking forward to that. Stay tuned to all of our channels, the Instagram, my Twitter, our Twitter, the YouTube page, and Patreon for friends of the show. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time here on The Slice.